Good morning, I'm J. Lenora Bressler, and welcome to the August 7th, 2019 edition of the Bible, Delight in the Details. In John chapter 8, verse 12, Jesus very dramatically stood up in the temple and said, "I am the light of the world." I want you to think about all of the different connotations of that and what that actually means. If I were to ask you in a very non-religious sense, what would you say is the light of the world? You would probably say the sun. Because think about it, that is the light by which we see things in this world. Well, let's talk about how is Jesus like the sun? Well, the sun goes everywhere on earth. It goes into every place where there are different types of people, different nationalities, the mountains, the valleys. The sun is all over the world, just like Jesus. His presence, his spirit, his teachings are worldwide. Also, what is the sun good for? Many things. It gives warmth, without which we would all die. We as human beings, we have to have sunlight. We often are told that if something were to happen where there was some kind of a mass atomic explosion and clouds were thrown up and the sun could not get through, then life on this planet as we know it would die. We have to have the sunlight. Sun makes things grow. We know through photosynthesis that is how vegetables and plants, what keeps them not just surviving, but thriving. Also, we see by the light of the sun. If it weren't for the sun, we would have no light in the day, and then there would be no light at night because the moon is the reflection of the sun's light. And I will tell you, I truly believe that just as we see the things of this world by the light of the sun, so we can only perceive things aright in their proper perspective in this world through the light and the sun of the Son, Jesus Christ. I don't believe that you can actually correctly discern and understand what you're looking at, what you're experiencing in this world, without the mindset and without the worldview that Jesus Christ gives to us. There's something else about the sun that's interesting. The sun is always there. Sometimes it seems to be gone. Sometimes during the night, for example, it appears to be completely vanished. And sometimes it's overcast and clouds obscure its rays. That doesn't mean it's not there. And yet at times, don't we feel that God has removed himself from us, or we can't see him as clearly? And yet, just like the sun on a rainy day, that sun is still just as bright, at just the same distance from Earth, constant. My friends, there's something else. Have you ever gotten to, you're looking at the sun and you know it's huge, you know that's the truth, but it appears to be rather small, especially in comparison with something that's closer to you? A building, perhaps, or even your very hand. Put your hand up to shield the sun, and it looks like your hand is bigger than the sun itself. Well, of course, that's only because of proximity. It's only because of what you're focusing on. It hasn't changed at all. The sun has not changed. It's still huge. But you're focusing on something that feels closer. Could that be like our problems? Could that be like our obsessions with things other than God? And they seem so much bigger than God? You know, I think this is what people mean when they say, don't limit God. Don't think of that you have a small God. You have a big God, a big enough that he can handle anything. So big, such great magnitude and power that anything else really is so small, so tiny. All your worries, all your anxieties are tiny in comparison. Not that they don't exist, not that they're made up delusions, but that in comparison, in the proper perspective, they are minor and very passing. My friends, Jesus knew what he was saying when he got up and he said that day, I am the light of the world. On so many levels, it is true. But just like the presence of our natural sun every day, do we take the presence of our spiritual Son, Jesus Christ, for granted? As Shakespeare would say, there's the rub. I'm J. Lenora Bressler. Visit me on the next edition of The Bible, Delight in the Details. Go out and revel today in your appreciation and your acknowledgement of the ever-presence of the sun.